It's all from my heart, you know. I'm kind of a nostalgic person, and this is my language. Like, this is the way of like relating to the world that I have. Hi, I'm Mary Lattimore. I am from North Carolina in the South in the United States. My mother is a harpist, and so I grew up with harps all around the house. You know, my mom had a lot of friends who played the harp, and she played the harp in the symphony in our town, in the orchestra. And I started harp lessons when I was 11 years old. Well, the family connection to the harp has influenced me, just, you know, thinking about my mom's career, my mother's career, thinking like, oh wow, you actually can have a career playing your instrument and doing what you love. You know, she set an example for me that showed that it is possible to have a life in the art. I've been playing, you know, my playing is pretty structured improvisation. So, you know, I have the basis for the song, but then I go off in little tangents, you know, a little stream of consciousness kind of playing, kind of based on the mood of the day or the place or the audience, you know, all the different factors coming together. So I really like to just see where the mind wanders and play. So no songs sound exactly the same every night. So this is like kind of my way of like connecting with people. So if people listen and they understand a feeling, or they get a feeling in their own life, or they it creates like a picture for them, then that makes me really happy. You know, I just like to make music that is kind of like a diary for myself, but hopefully it also conjures up like a human experience. And a lot of it is coming from an improvised place that's like purely like trying to feel like right then and there, like, oh man, I'm really sad, or oh man, I really miss Philadelphia, or something like that. And I'll be like, I'm gonna sit down at the harp and try to work out these feelings, you know. So then I'll start some loops and build something, and that will be the foundation of the song, just kind of like pure expression of a feeling. And then I'll add stuff on top, or take away little, like do a little edit. The collaborations keep me on my toes. You know, it makes my mind like really active in a good way. Like the ears are really turned on and listening, you know, to what the other person is saying through their instrument. And it's a really deep thing to play music with somebody else, and especially if you're improvising or you're writing something like together, you know, you're very vulnerable. And I think in that state of vulnerability, like with 2 people or 3 people or whatever, it feels like, wow, we're actually, we're speaking to get, you know, it's a conversation. And I think that it's really fun, you know, and it's humbling, you know, I definitely get so wrapped up in like, oh, I'm playing by myself and I get to do whatever I want, and there's like a personal freedom there. And I think you can still have freedom in collaboration, but you also have to kind of bend and wind yourself around someone else's ideas too. And I think that that's really healthy, to not just think about yourself, and to kind of make room for someone else's sounds. And making songs and composing songs are like a signpost for me in my life. Like, oh yeah, you remember when you did this, So I think also just being really affected by natural beauty and like the natural world, I think is it's important to just like recognize the grandness of the world when we're just like a little tiny speck, and to have respect for the earth, and to include that in music is like, yeah, it's fun. The live show is fun because a lot of people have never seen a harp in person, and it's like creating something that they will remember, and talking to nice people, traveling around, like that's the way I'm true, and like making stuff. I don't know any other way. I just really have fun with it, and enjoy it, and do what I love to do. So hopefully I think people gravitate towards authenticity, like people can see if you're being fake or not. And I think the best thing you can do is just do whatever you want, and make stuff that you think is beautiful, and throw it out there into the world. I mean, people come up to me every night and they're like, oh, I've never seen this before, or, how does this work? Like, I very much welcome people to talk to me after the show and like sit down and play it. I like to let people try it out. I had the honor of playing for people who have said like, we play the harp because of you, which is like the greatest feeling in the world, like younger people coming up and saying like, we've been learning the harp, It's infectious, like when people see it and they see it up close, they're like, oh, maybe I can do that, I know that you can play the harp really simply and it'll sound really beautiful. If you just play 3 notes, it'll sound cool. And it's not a thing where it's like, oh wow, I sound so ugly at first, like you can be a beginner and you can still play something really beautiful and make something really beautiful.